When Magellan arrived in Palawan in 1521, he noticed something interesting about the locals. They're huge cocks. According to Antonio Pigafetta, who accompanied Magellan on his journey, the people of Palawan had some rather large domestic cocks, which from some superstition they do not eat, but they keep them for fighting. They make bets and offer prizes, which are acquired by the owner of the conquering cock. Sabong was part of our culture even before the Spanish arrived, and it was still here when our other colonizers took over. Both General Otis and Governor General Taft hated cockfighting, to the point that they decided to introduce baseball to us, hoping that their national sport would become ours and take over cockfighting. But that didn't exactly go as planned. And even today, not even Duterte can get rid of Sabong because it just makes the government too much money. And aside from fighting, chicken is an essential part of Philippine cuisine.
Nayang maglaluto tayo ng adobong manok.
And when you think about food and fighting, there's really only one place to go. The place with the best tasting chicken, but also the best fighting chicken. The island of Negros. Let's get ready to rumble. So why is it that the place with the best tasting chicken also produces the best fighting cocks? Well, Negrenses like to joke that the losing cock becomes dinner, becomes inasal, and that fear breeds flavor. But according to my Bulangero titos, it's about the fighting style. Hambal nila, sang una, bira-bira ang fighting style sa mga manok. An all-out slugfest. But eventually, the people of Negros discovered the Salto style of fighting, where you wait and counter with strategic blows. Similar to how Floyd Mayweather Jr. fights, except without all the running around. But I think it's important to mention that this style wasn't exclusive to the chickens of Negros. The famous American breeder Ray Alexander also used this fighting style. His cocks would wait for his opponents to strike first, and then fly over them to counter, which is why Salto in Tagalog is angat, or elevate. But that doesn't exactly explain the quality of the chickens themselves. The quality you can taste in their female counterparts. Inasal hasn't been around as long as Sabong has. It used to be sold at bus stops to travelers before their long journeys. And then in the early 50s, Inasal left the bus stops and settled first near the plaza before making a more permanent home near the Bacolod seawall, where Manukan Country still stands today. But it was Tia Sabel's stand that was most popular. So popular that her daughter opened an inasal restaurant, the first chicken house, back in 1975. And if you asked me about the best inasal in Negros, I would give you my big three: Ida's, Nena's, and of course Chicken House. And some of these places actually have branches in Manila. But I think anyone would tell you that the Idas in Bacolod tastes way better than the Idas in Manila. And it's the same recipe, it's the same marinade, the same type of grilling, but it just tastes different. To the point that people will actually buy Idas from Bacolod and fly it to Manila because the taste is that much better. It's juicier, it's tastier, and it makes me drool just talking about it right now. Ugh, I'm hungry. And it's not just chicken that gets flown from Bacolod to Manila. People actually buy cocks from Negros to enter competitions here. But why? Some people will tell you that it's the water. There's something in the water that makes the chicken taste better. I know this kinda sounds weird and far-fetched, but as proof, the people of Negros will tell you that the Coke in Manila isn't as good as the Coca-Cola in Negros. There's a weird flatness about the Coke in Manila. So by now, for whichever reason you want to believe, we've established that Bacolod chicken is good. Bacolod cocks are good. So what exactly is the problem, Ryan? Is there a problem? Well, like most things in the Philippines, COVID has really affected the industry to the point that some inasal places had to close down. And Manukan Country, which used to be open 24 hours a day, perfect for sobering up after a late night of drinking, or if you want to have inasal for breakfast, you could do that too. But not anymore. Now, Manukan Country closes at 10 p.m. And for Sabong, it's even worse. We all know that gatherings of any kind were decimated by the pandemic. No more concerts, no more basketball games, and no more Sabong. But fortunately, a lot of these things moved online. And this was great for online concerts, online basketball leagues, but not so great for Sabong. Because believe me when I tell you that online Sabong just isn't the same as real Sabong. On the surface, it might seem like it's a way for Sabongeros to earn a living again. But if you look deeper, you'll see that it's only the people at the top making all of the money. So much money that 640 million pesos a month goes just to the government. So imagine just how much money goes to the people at the top. Probably billions. And they make this insane amount of money by increasing the number of fights. If you look online, there are websites now that offer 24/7 Sabong. You can just watch fights the whole day. And they do this at the expense of the cock breeders. In real Sabong, they choose cocks that are about a year old, so that they have the maturity, the smarts to fight well. But in the online version, they choose cocks that are just a couple of months old, so that the chickens are faster, and then the fights are faster, and there are more fights each day, which means more money for these people at the top. And it's not even a fair fight, because last month, all the senators were in agreement, which is honestly a miracle that all these people could agree on this one thing. But that just goes to show how important this thing is. All our senators were concerned for 31 missing Sabongeros, which allegedly involved game fixing, the participation of armed men, and supposed lack of CCTV footage. So clearly there is a problem. I went to a Sabong arena and it honestly just looks sad. The next real fight was more than 2 months away, and the place really looked eerie. And honestly, if Taft and Otis found Sabong to be barbaric back in the early 1900s, what would they say about online Sabong today? Because back then, only the cocks died. But today, no one even knows what happened to the missing Sabongeros. And if we go back to what Magellan saw, it was good for the people who owned the cocks, not this random person on top benefiting from everyone's hard work. And don't get me wrong, I know that cockfighting and gambling in general has lots of problems. Lots of people lose all that they have.
Umabot daw sa 2 million pesos ang nalugi sa kanya. Hiniwalayan din daw siya ng kanyang asawa. Ang isa pa niyang anak na naiwan sa kanya may sakit ngayon at hindi man lamang daw niya maipagamot.
But at least live Sabong, real Sabong was more fair. It was really a matter of may the best cock win. But that's not the case for the new age of Sabong. For Sabong into the metaverse. Aside from being unfair in terms of the fights and in terms of people at the top making all the money, it also feels like online Sabong is Sabong except without all the culture. It's like a bossa nova cover of your favorite song. It might be the same chords, the same lyrics, but all the life of the song has been sucked away. So thank you so much for listening to me talk about chickens and Sabong and for making it to the end of the video. I know some of you are here to listen to me talk about movies, so I do appreciate you checking out videos like these. Negros is honestly my favorite place in the world, so I love talking about it. Fine, maybe it is an excuse to come home so I can see my lola, but I do enjoy making these videos. So if you like this video, please do consider subscribing and joining the channel. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers and I'm so very thankful for that. But since the channel is still relatively small, I don't make enough from YouTube ads alone. That's why I would really appreciate if you could join the channel. As low as 50 pesos per month, it will go a long way to help me create these videos for you guys to enjoy. But if you want to give a little bit more, you can also become a Mother Lily channel member, meaning you are a producer of the channel and you will get a shout out at the end of every single video, just like our member, Ashley Martelino. So thank you Ashley for all the support. But if you want to follow me on my adventures, I'm on Instagram at _Ryan Rosella, Facebook at facebook.com/Ryan Rambles. But till next time, peace and I love y'all. Hoy mga Pinoy, ito na ang medisina, nagbabagong apoy, linagyan ng gasolina, kaya't tinatanong pa ba kung kanino at sino ang tiyak na puntahan sa kulturang Pilipino? Ako na ang sagot, ang dakilang gamot.